Welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber who like to knit and record our knitting and talk to you about everything else in between. Coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. I can't help
Damn
myself.
it! Damn it! Why? I am shaking my fist at you. You can't see me, but I'm
I
shaking my
can't
fist at
see
you.
you. I'm literally just talking to my screen because we couldn't figure out how to get it so I could see Diana's face.
I
No!
can't seem to have two output sources for my webcam. It just, either one or the other works, so I figured the recording one was more important.
Yes, in this case, because we're recording this way.
So Jocelyn can't see me. She can't see what I'm doing. This is an audio podcast for her.
Super audio podcast for Jocelyn, which means when I show you my secret project later, I won't be able to see your face.
Well, you'll see it later when you're editing the video.
I really will. So due to unforeseen circumstances, aka Jocelyn being a very, very klutzy human being, I am at home today rather than at Diana's house recording this evening. So we decided to give the split screen capture concept a go to see if it worked and if we liked it for when I'm gone in Saskatoon. Because then that way we can record two of us together while I'm off on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing will be to see if we have to do it while you're away on vacation at some point, how we're going to swing that.
Depends how the internet is. I will have a computer and a webcam. It will depend entirely on the internet connection.
Yep, that I can't help you with. It's going to be the same like if I go to Knit City and take videos and stuff. I have no idea what my internet connection is going to be like. I assume half decent. I'm going to like Vancouver, but I'm not going to some small place that doesn't get standard Wi-Fi or anything. But you're going to America's. They are notorious for bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'll be in pretty interneted places, though. It'll be more how many people are using the internet.
That's true. Well, you've got your big one, B-sides.
B-sides and DEFCON, yeah.
You're not making DEFCON.
Bah!
This lovely pipe dream you have. You're not making it, dear.
No, I'm booking it. I'll just to show you, I'm finger pointing here. Just to show you, I will just go and book it. And to hell with everything.
I'm gonna hear no complaints about your exhaustion or how you didn't get any knitting done, ma'am.
It's DEFCON, it's not for knitting.
Well, no, but you still gotta knit for the podcast.
Bah! That's what the airplane's for.
Okay, make sure your wedding shawl's done before you go.
Yes, I know.
My only recommendation on that one, because you definitely don't want to be working with that.
Yeah, that's just... If it's not done before DEFCON, it's not done.
That would be really bad. Don't do that. Be done that before you go.
Anyway, shall we get this podcast back on track and go over some segments?
Go over some segments. Talk about what we're going to do this week? Sure.
Yeah.
You want to let everybody know what we're going to do this week?
Yeah.
Other than move very carefully.
So we've got some What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, Wool Gathering, and Events. Still no review because we're still not in the same place.
Well, not even so much that, but I'm the primary researcher for review materials, and
True.
I stopped doing that when I started getting ready to go out to visit mom, because it's a big ordeal. I'm in school and I work for myself.
And we've exhausted my bunch of books pretty much. There's like a few more, but they're more like beefy reviews, and neither of us have time for that.
Not at the moment. No, not till after your wedding, because that'll be when your schedule frees up a little bit more. So, and I'll be done school at that point. So my schedule will free up a little bit more. So, right now it's just there's too much going on. Having said that, if there's anybody out there listening that works for yarn companies that do books and want us to send us reviews, we will totally make time.
Absolutely.
I just simply don't have the time right now to go do all the research on my own and then pull books to review. So there's many ways of doing that. I just don't have time to do all of it, unfortunately. So, shall we start with what's in our cup?
Yeah.
What's in your cup today?
This evening I am drinking some... No, I don't remember the brand name, but dark chocolate almond milk. I don't remember which one. I think it's the So Delicious one. It was the one that was on sale today, so I bought 2 cartons of it, not realizing that we still had a carton in the fridge, so I should have taken a picture. We had 3 cartons of chocolate almond milk. We really like our chocolate almond milk.
Okay. I mean, I like chocolate almond milk. not 3
It
cartons
was
worth.
it was pretty entertaining. The bottom of our fridge is salsa, beer, and chocolate almond milk.
God, you two are bachelors.
Hey, I put together a really good dinner out of random stuff in the cupboard.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It was pretty good, actually.
I had vegetarian Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, which are made
Nice.
with mushrooms instead of beef.
I
As I love mushrooms, this is not a problem.
got some of those veggie bite things,
Oh yeah, those are good.
and roasted a package of frozen vegetables, and then cooked some barley in the leftover beef stock in the fridge.
Yeah.
So it
That'll do.
actually came together quite well. I was surprised.
It's quite tasty. Yeah. Dad's been buying Jocelyn food for me before I get there. Dry
Here,
stuff, good stuff.
Jocelyn food here meaning vegetables?
Yeah, lentils, beans, veggies,
Legumes. Okay, gotcha.
legumes, if you
I
will.
like that word, legume. It's a good word.
Legume. And it also requires like some because of the corn allergy, things like vegetable stock is interesting. Either there's like 2 brands I can use, or because I can't use like bouillon cubes, but there's this thing called Better Than Bouillon, which I can use because they don't have corn in them.
Ah, nice.
So he's been picking up those things, and like the container of miso paste that I keep in the fridge because I use miso paste in a lot of stuff when I want that extra like salt content. So
All right.
okay. I'm a little loopy. I'm anti-inflammatory painkillers, so my brain is not connected to the rest of me. It looks like it's there. It's not.
It's a figment. It's a figment of your imagination.
My life is filled with fun time right now. I am drinking from the Tetley tea variety a ginger mint tonight because I was feeling ginger and mint, and it's one of the few mint teas I have left right now because I'm trying to drink through my teas before I add more. AK, I'm going to visit my mother and I'm going to come home with like 15 new things of tea.
I mean, is that really a bad thing?
Mm-mm. Mom has an amazing little tea shop that does loose leaf tea 5 minutes from her house. I always come home with different types of tea.
Sounds pretty good.
That's kind. And I'm wearing a dress today because pants are no, I didn't feel like that when I got home from the doctor.
Pants are overrated.
For the next week or so, for me, they'll probably be because that's a lot of bending.
I hadn't thought of it like that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, pants, they're overrated.
Right now, yeah, it's a thing. I'll apologize for the nose blowing. My seasonal allergies have kicked into full gear. It's going to be bad for the next month or so. Till everything's fully bloomed and all the snow's gone away.
It's that lovely time of year where it's like spring, but it's not.
Yep. So my nose goes crazy. And because we're not audio podcast, everybody gets to watch me blow my nose all the time.
Oh dear.
Apologize in advance. I have allergies. Deal with it. I have to.
Have you been wearing any cool threads in this spring season?
Yeah, just my Freya shawl with my spring coat. But yeah, I've definitely been wearing my Freya shawl because I'm addicted to the thing.
It's a good shawl.
It is. We're almost at the point where I can start pulling out my lighter weight or fingering weight shawls. So I'm kind of excited to start busting out the Find Your Fade again.
Excellent.
Definitely my airplane shawl.
I'm feeling inspired to work on the Find Your Fade again, but I want to finish some other stuff first.
That's fair. I'm going to move around a little.
I've been wearing nothing of great interest, all the usual stuff. Sockhead slouch, the Lindsay slouch, bloom spray mitts, and every day at work, the Wonder Woman sometimes at work. Otherwise, it decorates the back of my chair. Rainbow side shawls, still my scarf, because it's a good scarf. Though I think it needs a wash, so it'll probably get traded out for the textured triangle this week.
That's
usual stuff.
Yep. Oh, I'll take the pillow away for a bit. Public service announcement. Don't injure your back. You need it.
You look so sad.
I am so sore. And I'm exhausted because I'm sore. Like, dear Lord. And I don't even have a good story.
You just slept wrong?
I wasn't even sleeping. I woke up fine and was like halfway through the day. The hardest thing I did in the day was make the bracelet that's currently on my wrist.
Oh.
I was literally picking beads out of a box.
Well,
Beads.
clearly they were very heavy beads.
They're clearly not heavy beads.
No, they were very heavy beads.
I overstressed myself making a bracelet, people.
They're
Jewelry
made out of
making,
like neutrino star material.
maybe. They're what is it? We're gonna go with bracelet making is a dangerous hobby.
Yeah.
I injured myself. Apparently put a hair in my eye. Shall we slide into Woolly Workings?
Yeah. I'm sure you have more things than me.
I almost always have more than you.
I'm being
It's
very monogamous
almost
and
like
making lots of progress, though.
which is really good because I have like a smattering of things. And one big thing.
Okay. Okay.
Probably
Well,
good.
you should
So I
start
get
the things then. I'm bouncing up and down here.
you're bouncing up and
I'm
down. You got too
bouncing.
much caffeine. Too much caffeine. I
I
worked
did
on the
have 2 cups of coffee and a rock star today. Two
really
hours of
good.
my afternoon disappeared in a haze of glitch hop, rock star, and whiteboard work. It was pretty good. I have a whole whiteboard full of indecipherable notes. I was working hard.
That's how that works when you have that much caffeine. Jocelyn only does that when she has to spring clean her whole house.
I processed all the variants and tag levels.
Apparently. So, I'm working on another dishcloth from my Bernat Premium Handcrafter yarn. This is in the white colorway. It's got white with blue speckled in it. Anyway, it's
I
really
think it's
kind of
called
nice.
salt and pepper from previous show
Oh,
notes.
you might be right. It might be salt and pepper. Either way, it's really cute. It's just you can find it on Ravelry. It's called my grandmother's favorite dishcloth. It is a super simple pattern, so I was working on that during the week because sometimes you just need easy knitting.
Yep.
And sometimes I needed to take a break from the big project from the week. So I'm working on that. My ball of yarn is not shrinking very much, but it is shrinking. Wow, am I blowing out on that white? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Stick that back in my yarn bowl. I have also been continuing to make small bits of progress on my socks, which I am doing 2 at a time, toe up for the first time ever.
Well, those are looking good.
I
Very
know. I'm
stripedy.
making slow and steady progress on these guys. I'm doing it out of the Cloud9 Fiberworks Rainbow Connection colorway. These were supposed to be for March.
Mm-hmm.
However, we got 3/4 of the way through the one sock, and if you listened to us before or watched us before, you know what went wrong there. So we're trying it again.
Once more, with feeling!
But
That's
that's
okay.
okay.
I don't think I'm gonna
Because like
have
we
April
talked about with
socks. I haven't started any yet.
yarn on the go and places I've gone, I bought yarn this week. So
Ooh.
there's that. I can finally start my uh, version of my first shawl pattern because I finally have new 5mm needles. These are the Knitter's Pride Zing needles.
Oh.
I found them at my local yarn shop this week, so I picked up because I needed one because I had a cord issue with my old one, which was fine because it was one of those Michael sets that you buy and you're like, it's my first knitting needle sets. So I'm happy with the new cord because the old cord was a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna start working on, and I literally had to put them in a bag so my cat wouldn't run away with the yarn.
Right.
Because what she likes is this Barcelona yarn.
Oh, is it fuzzy?
It is fuzzy. It's a Barcelona dual yarn from Loops and Threads. It has a pattern included. That's nice. Now we get to watch Jocelyn trying to read colorways, which never goes well. Hey, wait, I have a magnification app on my phone.
It looks very
Let's
nice
use
and fuzzy.
technology while we're on technology. Oh, I don't need Skype open anymore. We're not talking.
Skype,
You
not
guys,
useful for this kind of recording.
technology sometimes does not agree with us.
45 minutes of technical difficulties later.
Well, it's a good thing we're both at home today. It helps.
Yeah.
Where do you find your whatever? I don't know. Are you a colorway? I'm sure this is fascinating for the audio podcast. Hey, look, it's a knitted mitered baby blanket pattern. Cute. It's 100% acrylic for this first skein, anyway. It says machine wash cold. That's exciting. I'm sure we all wanted to know that.
It's important to know your care instructions.
It is important to know your care instructions. Here we go. Color. Glacier.
Glacier. Okay.
Give their colorways color. It is nice, and they're not too far off. It goes from a white to a light kind of gray into the medium dark grays. So I have a big ball of this for one of the colors of my shawl, for the design shawl, which still has no name. My test knitter Red finished hers, but she finished hers in a bulky, so it's freaking huge. It's
I
so
saw the picture
fun.
of that. It looks so good, though.
Yeah, so she edited my pattern so that it wasn't super crazy and only in Jocelyn, but also in English, so other people could read.
Good.
I appreciate. I decided my contrast color was going to be this touch of alpaca from Lion Brand that they just started coming out with.
Ooh,
And
that
I'll
also
actually
looks fuzzy.
So don't blow up. It's quite fuzzy. It's only like 10% alpaca, so there's not really going to be any growth. But it has that nice kind of like the wool ease. Like it almost feels like wool, but not quite. So I'm gonna start working on that, and I may or may not get it done before I go on holidays because I really want to finish my sweater. So I'm gonna start hauling butt on my sweater, and then we'll go from there. But the touch of alpaca is in a red color, and I really don't feel like tracking down what they specifically called it again because we saw how long that just took me.
We'll go with burgundy or red wine.
You know what? I would go, a red wine. They call it crimson. Their label. I'm
making an incredulous face.
Yeah, no, it's more burgundy than crimson. Crimson's definitely a brighter red. That's definitely a deeper red. So I did that. So I've got that planned out to start. I haven't officially started it. I lied down and had a nap this afternoon after I took my painkiller.
Seems like a reasonable course of action.
Yeah. The only other thing, I've only got 2 other things, and one of them is literally I cast it on for this cuff of my sweater sleeve.
Alright.
And by cast it on, I mean I literally just cast it on the stitches required. I haven't even put them in the round yet on double points. Or connected them.
It's a start. It counts.
We were having technical difficulties, so I cast it on my sleeve.
That works.
So I've really only have one thing left to mention, so you might as well do your stuff.
Okay. Well, I have over here in the Dragonfire Bags Teacup Bag.
Ooh, the Rivers wrap. I don't have to see it. I know what's in that bag.
Yeah. Well, it's not even really. It's not in the bag. So, yes, this is the Rivers wrap by Shannon Cook, my very overdue podcast-iversary knit-along.
That's okay.
We're not going to talk about how overdue that is.
Meh.
But I had some road trip knitting on the weekends and also some concert knitting, so I got quite a bit of that done.
Yeah, how was the concert? You never text me anymore.
Sorry, there was a lot of family that I was supposed to socialize with. I'm exhausted from all the socializing. Sorry.
No, I was in pain all weekend. I would have been like no good company at all. Like lied in bed. My 11-year-old niece had to carry my 20-pound bag of potatoes downstairs. She's not even 100 pounds.
Yeah, so much.
That was funny to watch.
There's so much scarf. Ugh.
Well, it's technically a wrap, dear, not a scarf, because you still have to block that.
Yeah, I'm not going to block it very hard because it's already quite large. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but it looks really awkward, and yeah.
Unless you're piling it on your head, I don't know what you're doing.
In fact, I am just piling it on my head just now as you said that. There we go. Okay.
Almost like I know you. Wait till you're doing this at my mom's house, and like my mom wanders around behind me and goes, "Who the fuck are you talking to?"
Yeah. So it's mostly on my head right now.
Cool.
Yeah. No, as I punch my microphone.
Pile things on your head all the time.
Yeah.
How would this change things? Doesn't change a thing.
Okay.
Oh, don't cough. That hurts.
Oh god, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm so stuck. Oh god. Oh, I'm still stuck. Okay. Whoa, I'm even more stuck.
How's that a big road for you?
Why am I still stuck?
Because I'm not there to rescue you.
Okay, I'm unstuck now.
Okay.
My other thing that I got a surprising amount of work done on the weekend is the wedding shawl.
I saw that photo you posted on Instagram. Oh my god. That lighting.
Yeah,
That
I
is
took
the
that
best
on.
picture I've seen of that shawl. So gorgeous. Turned out so well.
I actually took that on Friday before I got a few rounds done on the weekend.
Sweet.
So I'm few rows into chart 2, which I'm gonna hold it up and you totally can't see it.
Great.
But
I'll be like, great, it looks awesome.
yeah.
Oh, she's got that movement. Ow. My trusty
So
marathon.
wait, let's hold up this part. There we go.
Okay.
So from that row of yarn overs there is what I've done so far.
You're a couple rows into chart 2. Well, how many more charts do you have left? If you're into chart 2,
There's one
what?
more chart in the edging after this.
Okay.
And so I'm maybe like an eighth of the way through chart 2.
That's not too bad then. You're making some progress.
Yeah, and I determined that since I no longer have to worry about the purl front back 7 stitch,
Yeah.
that I can do this so long as there's nothing terribly mentally taxing going on also in the room.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's not conversational knitting, but if we're like just watching TV or something, I can work on this. So I'm also
Everybody
feeling
is
really motivated to work on lace now that I've figured that out, that I can do that. So I'm really excited to do some more work on that.
sweet.
So that is the Even Star Shawl by Susan Pandorf that I am doing out of unknown lace weight lamb's wool for my wedding in August.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! So
Okay,
that's all I've been
picked
working
out,
on, but got a fair amount of work done on both.
yeah, I picked out the shawl I'm gonna make for your wedding, but I'm keeping it a secret till your wedding. So
Is it going to be the Rivers wrap? Are you going to finish it before my Rivers
what?
wrap?
I'm not wearing the Rivers wrap in the middle of August.
No,
That's
that
the
would
problem.
actually be silly. Yeah, never mind.
Melt to death, you guys. You can barely wear cotton in the summer. You should become a stripper in the summer.
Okay, so I'm really excited. What's your thing? What's the thing that's been secret that you haven't been telling me about?
I love secret things.
I want to know the
What
secret.
if I'm
Tell
gonna
me the
show you
secret.
yarn I bought?
Secret!
What if I'm
Secret!
gonna show you the
Oh,
yarn I
I
bought?
punched the
What if I'm
microphone.
gonna keep it a secret? What if I'm never gonna tell you? You just never
No,
know.
but I need to know.
I already finished a Rivers wrap.
What? What? When did you do? When did you do that?
This week. You can't tell me that I should do things for fun, because you know what I do, right? I do them because you're like, oh well, you'll just get it done before me, and my brain went, oh, I'll just finish it in a week, whatever, no biggie. It is not blocked. I finished it this afternoon before my nap. I
Oh.
literally put off my nap because I was like, no, you are binding this bastard off. It's long.
Yeah, it is. You knit fast.
I really do, and there's really nothing to it. It's a really nice, easy knit, and then I got into it, and I was talking to Red, and she was like, "Do it, do it now."
When did you start that?
When you left last week. These little single row sections feel like they take forever.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, well, I knew it would feel like it would take forever because they're big sections. They're like
Yeah.
16 repeats. I'm like, okay, so that's a big section. Oh my god, I felt like it took forever to get these sections done. So I have to aggressively block because it was a third of the way through this project when my 5mm needle broke and I had to go get a new one. But okay. But I've done mine out of the Midnight Craving yarn that Mom and Dad bought me last fall in the Juice Box colorway as my main color because that was the speckled color. And then I filled in, because I had 2 other shades of pink, which I don't remember the names of off the top of my head, but I will check the ball bands here in a second. So I had 3 of the 5 colors. So I just went into my stash and pulled out a nice purpley pink and a nice blue with a purple undertone to it from the Cascade 225 that I had. And I did the shawl.
That looks really good.
So I'm going to get help blocking that tomorrow. It's something else that I can't really do with holding it up. But yeah, I'm done.
Okay, well. Okay.
You really gotta stop telling me that I can't do things, or wouldn't it be funny if, because then my brain just goes, but wouldn't it? And then I do it.
So this project that I've been working on since December, and so last week I knit one. Wait, what? Just show me up.
Whatever. I'm doing school. Most of my life is sitting in front of the computer watching people talk to me about stuff I already know about. So here's the ball band from one of the minute cravings. Ooh, one of them is Berry Burst. I use Ziploc bags with numbers on them that literally say CC1, CC2, CC3, so I know which color contrast every color is, and then I don't have to try to keep track of it.
I went in and wrote it all in on my pattern.
Why? I think I looked at the pattern half a dozen times. Cascade doesn't label their yarn with colors, or with like colors, they're just numbers.
Yeah, no, I labeled it with the color that I would call it.
Like, that's all I've got left of one ball of my juice box for mid-knit. I have a whole other ball of juice boxes, so I might make matching mittens.
Oh, that'd be really cute.
Because I can. So I might do that. And the other one's Pink Mimosa. So my 3 skeins from Mint Cravings were Pink Mimosa, Berry Burst, and Juice Box colorway, which were so freaking nice to knit with. Oh my god, I'm buying more Midnight Craving. So bloody nice to knit with. You really gotta stop telling me these things. Sweater's gonna come on and off a lot. My back gets cold and it hurts. I put the sweater on and then I get warm and I'm uncomfortable and I take the sweater off.
Just a ball of problems over there. And finished objects.
Yep. Finished the shawl. Photos will go up on Instagram shortly. I can only share it in one place. I could only tell one group of people, so they all got excited about it because everything else is public, but I've got one group I'm in that's secret, and you're not in that group. So it's safe to share it there, and the girls on Friday night when they came over for knit night. Like, I put it away because I didn't know if you were going to show up or not, and then when I was sure you weren't showing up, I pulled it out and went back to work on that.
Just show me up.
Whatever. I'm a faster knitter. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. I just find it really amusing to do that to you every once in a while.
No, it is just really amusing. Like, wait, what? Whoosh!
Whoosh! And I'm done. This is why when you're like, I'm still working on your Find Your Fade, I'm like, yeah, dude. It took me nearly a month to do the Find Your Fade, and I was doing that pretty exclusively. Like, I was putting in about 4 hours a day on the Find Your Fade while I was out last year visiting my mom and dad. Plus the entire 8-hour road trip out to Saskatoon from Winnipeg. His dad drove us out. So, like, there was a lot of hours put into that Find Your Fade because it's, like, massive. So it makes sense to me that you're not done yours yet.
Well, that and it's been put aside for everything else.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, even on me, it's huge. And I know how all-consuming it is. Which is why I know those stripes. Well, I thought was like, okay, well, maybe they take a really long time to do the stripes. Now I can tell you, the stripes take forever in your brain. They don't actually take forever in real life. They just feel like.
I know.
And my niece has already tried to claim the thing twice because it's in shades of pink.
Of course.
I gotta start working on the sweater here shortly. It's fingering weight, so I've been putting it off because I want to work on it during the summer because I don't.
Yeah.
I definitely not gonna want to work on worsted weight things in the summer. So that's it. That's why I got so little done on everything else.
Well, all right then.
Hey, Critical Role was almost 4 hours or over 4 hours last week. That is a huge chunk of knitting I got done Thursday night. And I just sat there and knitted. It was beautiful. Because it was before I hurt my back. And then when I hurt my back, the knitting kept me company in bed while I was lying down because my back hurt.
Clearly, I need 4 more hours in a day for knitting.
I have no idea how you're gonna find that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just
I
make
really don't.
30-hour days. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, but okay.
No, I'll just move to a planet with 30-hour days. It's fine. It'll
Okay.
happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the only reason I can get away with so much knitting is because a lot of the book reviews I've been getting in recently have been Audible book reviews. Like I've been receiving audio files for them instead of the digital or digital copy format.
Mm.
Because a lot of the publishing companies that I work with for that know that I'm legally blind, so they've made the offer. Would you like a digital copy if it's available in the audio format? Which some of them are and some of them aren't, depending on how
Mhm.
they've been recorded. So I've been able to listen to a lot more than normal.
Well, that's good.
Otherwise, I'm reading, and that consumes a chunk of time. So that, and I fell in love with the Sarah J. Maas series, Throne of Glass, and I've been listening through that like nobody's business. I think I plowed through the first two books in 72 hours.
Oh wow.
Literally, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, that's all I wanted to listen to.
Hmm.
That works. Gotta do those reviews. What's next?
Let's see. We had some yarn on the go, I believe.
Yeah, you'll have to update show notes because I forgot to put my yarn on the go in there.
Okay. Well, my go is that I went out to Brandon to see my brother's end of year piano recital.
You did. How was
So
the recital?
it was so good. Even
Excellent.
afterwards, he was like, "That is the best I've ever played it. I'm so glad you guys came." And so it was like a family reunion. A whole bunch of family that we normally only see at Christmas drove all the way out to see, and there was a reception after, and
Nice.
some of his old piano teachers came out even. So that was kind of cool.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
So
glad it went well for him.
it was a lot of socializing and like amazing music. I haven't really heard him play. So he's a piano major.
Yes.
Um, Performance piano, which is why he has an end of year recital. This was like his big exam, is doing a performance.
Well, that would make sense given that it's performance.
The
They would
play,
want to test him to see how he functions
yeah.
in that environment. Yeah.
So performance piano involves playing pieces of music that are like 40 minutes long. So I haven't heard him play really in at least 3 years.
A lot of work to play for 40 minutes straight.
He played for over an hour, not straight. There were intermissions in between the pieces, but it was like, here's a 20-minute movement, here's a 10-minute movement, here's another 10-minute movement. Okay, now we're going to take a break.
Yep.
And it was memorized, and there was just fingers everywhere. He pressed all of the notes, and wow.
It's a hell of a skill to have. Like that's a crud ton of
I
practice.
I just I can't. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm absolutely epically amazed by people who go through and do their post-secondary in music and musical training because the amount of hours that they put in practice
Yeah.
alone is astonishing. It is.
I came up to him after him. If I ever said anything bad about all the scales that you had to play when you were younger that I had to listen to, I'm sorry. It was totally worth it.
Yep. Yeah, I was one of
Oh,
those ones that people. Oh, I'm like, no, 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 no. They get full props. All I had to do for my degree was read a lot. Well, I like to read, so that's really not that big a deal.
so yeah, that was amazing. Seeing everybody was nice, but oh my goodness, piano. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was really cool.
Which is good.
But yeah, so there was something done on the road trips and sort of during the concert, and then I went, wow, concert, and stopped knitting. So
That's fine. No, it sounds like it was really good, which is perfect. Wonderful, wonderful.
so you
Glad
had
it
some
went
yarn on the
well.
go.
I went to a make and take class just outside of town with a girlfriend of mine, Shannon. She hosted. So we made these 5 wrap bracelet thingies with the little stones, amethyst, tiger's eye, that sort of idea. And I put in some lava rocks so I can put some essential oils on the bracelet.
Ooh, those are really
So I
pretty.
did that on Saturday. Yeah. So while we were doing that whole intro part where they're like, follow and read along, well, I can't follow or read along. The font's always too small.
Hmm.
So I talked to the lady who was teaching the class, and I was like, I mean, absolutely no offense. She's like, okay. I'm like, but you saw from my cane when I came in that I don't see very well. She's like, yep, no, I noticed. I'm like, I'm going to knit while you're talking because everybody else can keep themselves busy by visually looking at the paper and reading along with you. I cannot. So I worked on my river trap. Once it's blocked, I'll take some photos and post it to Instagram because it's going to be huge. I'll take before and after measurements because I'm going to block pretty seriously because I've got a longer wingspan than you do. So I worked on that before we actually got to the bracelet making. And I mean, I obviously didn't thread my beads onto my bracelet. Some other poor lady had to help me do that.
Oh.
So I just got to put them together and lay them out in a really pretty pattern. Cool.
I mean, that's like the most important part of bracelet making.
Yeah, in my mind.
Designing.
So the designing part.
Yeah.
So I did that and that was fine. So one of the girls that was there was learning how to do it. She was learning. She wants to like sort of do it on the side as a job piece. So I was like, feel free to practice. I'm like, absolutely. So she was practicing finishing off bracelets for people, and then wrapping them around people's wrists and stuff. So that's
nice.
Right now,
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a quite enjoyable afternoon, even though my back started to hurt in the middle of it, and it just got worse throughout the day.
Oh.
What am I doing wrong? It's not cool. That's okay. Shannon had some of that deep blue lotion that I really like, so we just put that on right away. It's my relaxing lotion that I have that isn't Rub A535 and smells better.
That's good.
Works just as well. But that was pretty much all I really did yarn on the go wise. I ran errands, but I spent most of my Tuesday with my sister. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
I don't know. I can't help you.
Tuesday, we went to the eye doctor, and she officially got her license revoked. So
oh no!
It's the same genetic disorder I have, so we knew this was coming. So we went out Tuesday and did the last of the fun things with the I Can Drive Freedom going on, because that's slowly being restricted. So.
Oh, well, that sucks.
That started. It's a cruddy series of process. So after we got the bad news, we went for pancakes.
Seems like a reasonable reaction.
Then we ran around and did some shopping. So that works.
Yeah.
Now the next trick is to sell her car quickly or trade her car in quickly so that my brother-in-law can get a new car. So it's not just sitting in the driveway, reminding her she can drive.
I happen to be looking to buy a car.
You want my sister's little car?
Let's talk after.
We might be able to do something. Not in bad shape. It needs maintenance because it's a car that's used. But...
Yeah, we'll talk offline. We'll talk. Let's talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. Sure, works for me. But yeah, no, my yarn on the go this week was pretty short because I did some knitting while I was waiting for her, but I spent most of my time watching a young person run around the waiting room in the eye doctor place.
Let's see. We are on to some wool gathering, which is all you, I think. I have not had time to gather some wool.
I've been gathering so much. Yeah.
All right, well, let's have it. What have you been gathering?
Well, on top of the Tuesday acquisitioning that I did of new needles, I bought my sock yarn for April. Please note that it's the 9th of April, and I have not casted on my socks for April, guys.
Whatever, you can do April socks in July, it's fine.
So long as I have 12 pairs of socks at the end of the year, I'm considering it a win.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. Socks are a little more labor intensive than I'd initially anticipated. I still enjoy the one pair that I've actually fully finished. The other pair is coming along nicely, the crocheted ones.
Oh, good.
I'm at the point where I need to learn how to crochet a heel. So...
Let me know how that goes, because I'm curious how that works.
So am I. So I'm gonna watch some tutorials. I'm literally just stalling because I'm not done my row. And I'm all wool gathering. Though I suppose I could talk about the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. They'll do shout-outs to podcasts they listen to and that they enjoy. And, well, that immediately makes me jump and go find them. Because I am a sheep. I will follow instructions. Fine. Now I'm thinking about that sheep video you shared her.
I'll link that in the show notes if I could find it again.
Hooray. Well, you'll be
Beep
able to
beep
find
like
it.
a sheep.
It's in the chat group. Guys, I'm on painkillers. My brain's not here. It's up to lunch for the next week. So anyway, they were talking about podcasts, so I went and I obviously looked up the podcasts. And I mean, I say podcasts, they're YouTube video casts or what they are, but whatever, it's fine. It's a technical terminology thing, and I'm okay calling it all podcasts. And I found one that was recommended to me called On the Lamb.
On the Lamb.
On the Lamb. If you get onto our channel, we're subscribed.
Okay.
That way I can go, hey, I found this thing, and you know where to go find it because we're already subscribed on one of our channels.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. They are two sisters out of Ontario. They're freaking delightful. Oh my gosh.
On the Lamb. All right, I like
On
it.
the
I
Lamb.
assume that's lamb like a sheep lamb.
Lamb like a sheep lamb.
Awesome.
They have this cute little, because you can do that picture at the start of your video where you get the little sound in the background.
Yeah.
So it has the On the Lamb picture, but it's got this little giggling kid as their intro. So cute.
All right.
They're great. One of the sisters is a designer too, so I gotta go look her up on Ravelry and do some stuff with it because it looks like they do some interesting patterns. So that's exciting. But yeah, they work on a bunch of different projects and we're showcasing different things I'd never heard of. So of course that immediately sent me to the Ravelry hole.
Of
I
course.
lost myself there for a couple of hours. But it's
As
a
you do.
really nice podcast. They work really well together, and they're doing the same thing we're doing right now, which is like the split screen ideas. That's how I'm like, I know it can be done. Super hilarious side note, I did comment on the Fiber Friends video when they decided that they were going to do weekly when they could, like weekly as often as possible. And Caroline said they would have shorter podcasts, and I said that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
No, that's not how that works.
No, they're still like hour and a half. They're like, how? And I'm like, I don't know.
You just find stuff to talk about.
I don't know. Just how it works.
Your digressions grow digressions.
Always. So I was watching them this weekend because obviously I hadn't heard about them until before that. So I've been working my way through their backlog podcasts. It has just been really interesting to watch how people develop and grow into their own sort of personality sets when they do these things. So I've been enjoying that. But at an hour and a half intervals, not all the time. I have other stuff I need to do. But I will get there. Okay, so back to Tuesday. We went yarn shopping. I needed a new socks game. So I found a new socks. And it's
pretty.
a wonderful white to pale yellowy green into like a deeper green. Not like super deep green, but like a deep grass green. This is by Dye For You. Now I have to preface this. I did not buy the self-striping colorway called Unicorn Poop. I think that shows some restraint on my part.
That's an enormous amount of restraint. I don't think I would have shown that much restraint.
Because I liked this skein better. It's not self-striping, so it'll pool and do its own thing, and I don't care. It's gonna be really cute, cheerful spring socks.
Yep.
These are really cute summer, like springy colors. And the colorway is, I love her tag, since I can read this one. Dreaming of Spring.
Very springy indeed.
It is. It's on her 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, so it's an 80-20 base.
Alright.
So, super bright and cheerful. I cannot wait to cake this up. Obviously, that will have to happen before I go to visit my mom because I am not taking my ball winder and switch with me. That seems excessive.
Maybe a little.
Just a smidge. If I really need to cast on one at my mom's, I can hand wind a ball of yarn. I know how to do that. It won't kill me. It might drive my mother nuts, but it won't kill me. So I think that's it for my wool gathering. I wrote show notes now. I don't remember what I wrote because I just put them on Google Docs.
YouTube channel, Craftsy Unlimited.
All right. This is why I can't take painkillers. I am such a space cadet. I did the free week trial for Craftsy Unlimited. I was in the middle of it last week when we recorded, so I've fully finished my first week. And even though it's going to work out to just under $25 Canadian to subscribe, I think I'm doing it.
Yeah?
I really enjoy Because if you commit to the one class, it works out usually anywhere from like $25 to $35 of Canadian. That's your starting prices because we have to pay transfer it from American dollars to Canadian dollars, and sometimes our rates aren't great. Right now we're like 70 some cents to the dollar, which isn't too bad for us. So I think I'm gonna do that because I did a sampling of the other classes. Obviously, the majority was knitting, but I like the other classes that I was looking at and doing. So I'm like,
I always hear about Craftsy in the knitting context. So what other stuff do they have besides knitting?
Sewing, weaving, dyeing, spinning, cooking, baking,
Ooh,
woodwork, drawing,
all the things.
all the things.
All
Now,
the
I mean,
things I want to
not
learn that I don't have time for.
well, yeah. In my case with the weaving, because we've seen how well that's gone for me this year. Yikes. Still on my list of things I want to do. And I think they do have embroidery and stuff, though that's way too visually intense for me. So I mean, like, I won't be doing those ones. But the cooking and baking ones were delightful. And they're right. I mean, you're not gonna like all the instructors, so I like the idea with the unlimited that well, I'm paying $25 a month. If I don't like the instructor, I haven't paid like $30 Canadian for the one class to find out that I don't jive with the instructor.
Makes
I can
sense.
just back out and walk away and try something else. So I'm kind of like, at least for a year. I don't know if I'll do it for multiple years, but I think for sure I will do it for a year and do some craftsy classes and stuff, which was really fun. I did how to professionally dye at home was the last one I did, and that was so freaking handy. In case you didn't know, I want to learn how to dye yarn, because I can't always find the colorway I want. So I want to make the colorways I want, and then I will have. Also, I have a niece on my hands all summer, and while we've got her signed up for a couple classes, she's old enough now we can do the dyeing together in the summer. So
Well, that'll be fun. Lots of
summer
bright
project.
pinks, I think, in your future.
Oh yeah. Oh. We're gonna work on color coding and color wheel work too, so it'll help with her art stuff.
Okay.
We're learning how to sew right now, and we're sewing together felted donuts.
Gotta start somewhere. I mean, donuts are a pretty good thing to sew, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe?
well,
I don't know. I've
teaching
never
her
sewn a donut.
sewing, hemming, stuffing, detail work, and embroidery stuff. So she's learning a lot of different parts of the sewing mechanism, and she's doing it hand sewing first, which is how me and my sister learned. I
Okay.
mean, me and my sister learned with like moccasins and mittens and stuff, so we're like, donuts make a lot of sense. Little stuffed creatures that she can make for herself that she can have around, and if we lose them, it's fine. She can make another.
All right.
So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. That's my wool gathering.
Okay.
Oh, haven't noticed. I've had a busy week. I want to lean back, but it hurts when I lean back, so I'm not going to.
All right. Well, let's wrap up with some events, and then you can go lie down.
Yeah.
You look so tired. I feel bad making you sit up to do this.
Well, that's just the nature of pain. Like, I'm going to be this way for a week or so that's fine. That's not the end of the world. And mentally, I'm quite alert. It's just physically, I'm quite exhausted. I'm going to go take my socks to bed and work on them. That just doesn't even make for a good innuendo. Like, I got to find a different project to work on. All right, events.
Events. Okay. So, stuff that we are running. We have Year of the Sock.
Yes, I didn't write that down. I'm assuming you will remember our own knit-alongs.
I can remember our own knit-alongs. So we've got Year of the Sock.
Question mark?
Let's try that again. # Year of the Sock ? It is a year-long knit-along. The idea being you knit one pair of socks every month, or more if you like, but at least one pair of socks every month, and that'll get you an entry into our end-of-year prize draw, which we don't know what that is yet. We'll figure that out by the fall, somewhere around the fall. We'll figure it out before the end of the year.
I have a rough idea of what I want to do to start with, but I don't know how big it's going to grow into, so we're going to go that way. Now, again, you have to remember, I haven't even closed January's thread, so if you're jumping in now and you want to knit and catch up and have an entry for every month, yeah, sure.
Go for it.
I think that's
if you knit some socks in January, post them in the January thread. I don't know if we're going to ever close them. I haven't posted my March socks. I took a
Hard
picture of my
deadline.
March socks.
Hard deadline is the 31st of December. Those threads are closed on the 31st of December because
Okay.
I'm going to have a January 1st cast on. And if we're doing another year-long thing for something else, I want to be able to dive into that fresh.
Okay.
But yeah, until then, I'm super flexible about it. The only hard deadline is the 31st of December for me.
Okay. Well, that's a ways off.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, knitting shouldn't be stressful, especially if we're doing a year-long thing.
Yeah. I agree. Very chill knit-alongs.
Yeah, why not?
You know,
It's our knit-along.
do
We
what
can
you
run it
feel.
any way we want.
You do you. Anyway,
I have gone through and I have started pulling names and putting them on spreadsheets for entries. So
okay, good.
I have done that. So
Yeah. So there's a finished object thread for each month. Post your socks in the appropriate thread, or however you so feel.
hey,
Post
did
your
you do
socks in a
April?
thread. What? Yeah, I did. I put up April. April's up. April's up.
Just occurred to me now. And I went, uh-oh. I didn't remind her.
I
Oopsies.
remembered. The other knit along that is supposed to be over but isn't over until I finish is our podcast anniversary knit along, which is
Yep.
Happy Pod NKP 2018 on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want to show off your
our
stuff,
first
but if you
full
want to
year.
enter for a prize, you need to enter in the FO thread on our Ravelry group.
It's got to be in the Ravelry group if you want to be entered for a prize. We've got 2 skeins, a project bag, and some stitch markers for prizing.
And mugs.
Oh, right, and mugs.
Yeah.
Forget about the mugs.
Yeah, I've got 2 mugs. Starting to try and find some packing material for the mugs. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Both of them are open internationally because the shipping cost difference is negligible for us here in Canada.
It's almost $20 to ship inside Canada, so meh. If it's an extra $5 to ship it to Germany or whatever.
Yeah, it was $13 to ship my mom something that was literally a sweater for a cat and a bag of sample cat food. It was $13. To ship it overnight was $13.40. I paid the $13.40.
Yeah. So, if you're in Australia, that's fine. We'll ship it to you. It's not that much more.
We'll ship it to you. It's not really that much more for us. So yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Okay, so that's it for stuff that we are running. What level of crazy have you dived into? Diving? Oh, okay, apparently it's getting late.
And I'm the one on medication.
Okay, you know what? I'm starting to develop a very hard bedtime of 10 o'clock, and it's 20 to 10.
I know. I also have a hard bedtime at 10 o'clock. It's the thing that works.
Alright, let's hurry up and finish before we totally lose it.
Before we totally go crazy. I am participating in the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters All in the Family Knit Along, which is a year-long knit along that the girls are running that are based off the shawls. They're named after each of the sisters. So I completed the Jamie shawl. I gotta take pictures when it goes out to my mom in about like a week or so. Just over a week? Yeah, just over a week because I fly out on the 20th.
Yeah.
So I have my colors caked up for my Katie shawl, which is the next one. I'm doing about 2
so good.
outline fiberwork yarns. One is in a gray colorway, which I hope to heavens I'm kind of right on the color scheme because I've lost the tag, but I think it is the rain in the forecast.
Stormy
something
day. Rain is coming. Water. Something about rain and storms.
Something about rain, yeah. And I mean, Daria, correct me. I don't know what colorway this is. And then the one on the top is definitely into the blues, greens, and a bit of red, and it is called Anemone Wall 1. So I picked them because they work well together because it's like sea anemone walls and gray for rainy, overcast days. So like they're going to work together really, really nicely well. So I'm super excited about it. I think I'm going to do the colorway in the stockinette sections, garter sections, and then I'm going to do the gray when you got the little funny little bubble stitches.
Okay.
It's got a specific name for the stitch, I just don't know what it is. So they're caked up and they're ready to go. I have a set of 4mm needles free to use for them, so I'm going to get started on that this week, I hope. I really got to get work done on my sweaters. So sweaters first up, socks are first up. So I've got I have to work on projects. The other thing that I'm participating in, which is like just literally a year-long thing, is the Grocery Girls are doing a sweater palooza. So they want you to work on garment creation, on making sweaters. Excuse me while I have the burp here. So they're inviting people to learn how to make sweaters, exchange information. Like I've been finding a ton of really great patterns off the thread, which is amazing. Keep it coming. But I'm going to continue working on and finish my Zadie sweater, which is a knit along from last year that I never finished. Coughing really hurts. We've made progress. I'm doing it on the Cloudborn Heather, Gray Heather?
Slate Heather?
Slate Heather. We do this every time. And I'm on the sleeve now. And I kid you not, while we were having technical difficulties and waiting to do the podcast, I casted on my stitches for my sleeve. I've done nothing else. I literally just have stitches on one DPN, was casted on, and the other DPN's just shoved in the cake, waiting to get to. Probably start that in the morning, because I think sleeves for sure while I'm watching Critical Role on Thursday, and I should be able to power through the sleeve pretty quick.
Oh yeah, you'll have like half a sleeve at least.
Oh yeah, at least. So I'm super excited about that. So if I'm doing that and haul butt this weekend, I should be able to get my sleeve, at least one sleeve. If I'm going to aim to have both sleeves done by next week, so that I can do my front, back, and my cable connecting. Because I'd really like to be able to fly out to Mom wearing the sweater. So if I haul butt the next 7 days, we've seen what I can do when I haul butt in a worsted weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is far few color changes. So it'll be fine.
Zoom.
I might not get my socks done until like nearly the end of April. I might be all socks the first 2 weeks I'm out visiting Mom. It's totally fine. So those are the two big sort of year-long ones. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the Stephen West knit along with the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, because they're running it till the end of May, and I'm trying to decide what sort of. I want to take one big fingering weight project with me to Mom, and I'm thinking that Speckle and Pop by Stephen West that I haven't finished is going to be the one.
Sounds good. It'll be exciting to see that done. That's a really interesting knit.
It's a really I've read it. I mean, obviously I spoiled myself. I looked at all the photos. I knew I wasn't going to get it done on time, and it was fine. I really sort of like how it's turned out, and I really want to see how my color options and choices have turned out. So I really do want to finish that. And if anyone's going to understand my need to make a really bright, bold shawl.
Yep.
It's hard. Still want to do the Jamie shawl, but I haven't found the right white fingering weight yarn. Tomorrow. So I'll get there. Other than that, I don't think I have anything that I've sort of like signed on for sure on my plate. I'm sure more will crop up that will tempt me.
Probably.
We all know that happens.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't.
Goodness. So definitely for sure doing that. Well, they're also running a cotton make along, which I might jump in on because I like making cotton things for my mom. I don't know how long I'm gone for.
So then there's also Stash Dash run by the Knit Girls over the summer.
Yeah, that starts in May, usually.
You work through your stash and compete against yourself and or others for a distance of yarn.
Yeah, it's done in kilometers.
Yep.
It's all metric, baby. Woohoo!
I'll talk about that more closer too. I guess that starts in May sometime though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts usually mid to late May. Depends on when Laura gets off of school for the year. She's on her summer break. So
okay, so we'll talk about that more as we get closer to it.
Yeah, absolutely. They should start pushing it shortly here on the podcast, their podcast, as they start getting ready and gearing up for it. So it should start cropping up quite quickly. For sure, I'm working on some Afghan blankets because I have 365 granny squares I need to do something with.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a blanket out of that too.
Yeah, I think that's gonna a blanket. I'm making several.
I'm gonna make one really big, ugly blanket, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's delightful. I have my great grandmother's Afghan, and no one's gonna say it came out of anywhere but the 70s. And I'm just like, buckets of yes. I want another one so I can give it to my niece.
Awesome.
Only reason it counts is because I want to do a really nice border around each of those crocheted squares. And that means I got to crochet a border.
Yep.
Which works
fine. Then you're off to Knit City in the fall?
Well, you're doing so much traveling, I'm feeling left out, so I'm going to do some of my own.
Yeah, I might be going to Burning Man now.
Well, you know.
It's looking less and less likely, but there's a possibility of Burning Man.
Trust me, I am still laughing at the idea of you guys at Burning Man.
We'll see how that plays out. Let's see.
This would be so funny.
Oh, and then there's the Manitoba Fiber Festival in September.
Yep, we're going to that for sure.
That's in the fall, so I think 6 months out is plenty of events.
Oh yeah, that's more than enough. We'll talk about stuff for end of year when we get closer to end of year.
All right.
It's a lot.
So I think that's all the stuff.
That is all the stuff for us.
So you can find us, Northern Knits Podcast, on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry. Am I missing one?
Pinterest.
Pinterest. That's what
I'm.
everywhere as Northern Knits Podcast. You can find our show notes at northernknitspodcast.com. There's also a contact form there. Or if you prefer, you can simply send an email to northernknitspodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Jocelyn, where can you be found on the internet? I'm
on the internet as Amber Dragon, spelled Dragun. Sometimes with a 1 on the end, sometimes without a 1 on the end. I'm easily found. Easily?
I like it. Sorry, continue.
It gave me the good anti-inflammatories, guys. Coherent thought. It's a real struggle today. All right. I am the primary responder for most of the social media, so if you get a message from the Northern Knits Podcast on Instagram or Facebook, most of the time it's me.
Pretty much.
Sometimes it's Diana. If you've put emojis in there, it's probably Diana, because she can see what it is that you sent. I can't.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, I can be found usually on Twitter, Facebook, or Ravelry. I hang out on Instagram on both accounts, my personal account and the other one, and I'm restarting up my YouTube account, so that's going to start being up on YouTube. So.
Cool. I can be found on Ravelry as wool-rat. I'm on Instagram as Firewater and Fiber, Fiber, the American way. And I'm on Twitter as Artemis_134.
Woo,
and I think that is all of the places and the things and the stuff.
It is all the places and the things and the stuff.
All right. Well, it is late, so shall we sign off?
We should. If you've made it all the way to the end, congrats. If you're a returning listener, cool, Hannah. We're almost at 50 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, we passed 50.
Do we pass 50?
All right, we were at 50 last time I looked a couple days ago.
People are watching our faces.
I know. People are subscribing to get notified to watch our faces.
Oh my god, we can tell when people do that? Really needs to watch our faces.
Well, I mean, if they're subscribed, one assumes that, they want to know when there's new faces to look at.
I mean, I am, not for all of the things I'm subscribed to, because I'm subscribed to quite a bit, but I am for my absolute hardcore favorites. So yeah, no, I suppose that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, sure. People want to subscribe to see my face, still blows my mind. So we'll go with it.
Okay, well.
Slightly drugged face. I want to bend my neck. I cannot bend my head to touch my chin to my chest.
Oh.
It pulls too much in my back. That is how sore and stiff I am. I am a 45-minute of yoga a day kind of person, you guys. This is absolute torture. Okay.
All right.
However, we gotta put Diana to bed because she's under 30. She's got a bedtime.
Uh-huh. How about you over there with those nice anti-inflammatories?
Oh, I was napping till 5, so
okay.
I'm good.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
All right. I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. Totally missed
it. Wasn't too bad.
I have no video of you, so.
All right, let's stop this here recording.